does different on every platform. Every platform's different. You need to do different shit. That's why I write fucking books about this shit.
Is this an algorithm problem? Wow.
No, it's a you fucking problem, Sarah. You're the fucking problem. We've been talking about this for fucking decades. I used to have black hair when I talked about this shit. Now gray hair. Tyler, I wrote Jab, Jab, Jab in 2012. No, it's not an algorithm problem. It's a you problem. You're supposed to do slightly different content. The first 3 seconds, the thumbnail, the copy, the edit. You think LinkedIn's like TikTok? How the fuck have you not been listening?
I'm at a point right now where I really want to start expanding out, and I have so many ideas, as you do as well. And I guess my question is, I don't have like a team that can execute every single idea that I have. What do you recommend, like the process you go through to like choosing what ideas to specifically focus on?
Sean, how long have you watched my content?
Since like 2016 when you were yelling that I could have been a fucking bus.
Yeah, so that's 9 years ago. Back then I had 5 or 6 people on my team or whatever it was. Like it's one at a time, brother. Pick one of the ideas you want. And look, I've been seeing you've been glowing up like heavy, right? Which means there's an opportunity for you. The biggest mistake that creators like you make is they spend the money they make on dumb shit, not reinvest it in their business.
I did that for the first 3 years of like making money.
Think about that. So in those 3 years, you could have been pouring it into employees. Like think about how many people see you doing tricks with Charlie D'Amelio and this and that and all the cool shit you do that would want to work for you for minimum wage. They'd rather work for you and hustle on social than work at Wendy's. Do you know how many employees right now between 16 and 22 work at Wendy's and Target and Walmart and a car wash and random ass fucking places that would break their arm to make the same per hour working for you, doing whatever? And do you know how many of those kids are actually talented? 5 to 10%. And you may have this video with me and hire the wrong kid and have to fire them 6 months later or 3 months later. But like, you need to invest in a team, brother.
Yeah.
You have to stop.
I mean, I gotta be so real with you. Like, I've done everything, like pretty much everything myself. And so it's like that next part. And
it makes sense to me. You've been spending your money on fucking Air Force Ones and trips and fucking jewelry and fucking whatever the fuck you're buying.
Yeah, you're right. But I also like, it's like, when I look at all these other YouTubers, when they get to the next pinnacle of like what they want to do, it's like everybody has a team. And right now it's like very small.
Bro, I did my own stuff all by myself from 2006 to 2014. 8 years. 8 years. I don't know what people think this game is. It's a fucking marathon. Everyone's gonna realize that I was right about the patience thing. Everyone's gonna realize I was right about you're 50, you're still young. People can make fun along the way. Do you know I get fucking 50 messages a day, basically people swallowing their pride and being like, you were right about this, that, the other thing? And it's not because I'm right, brother. I'm just speaking wisdom OG shit. All those 90-year-olds that I hung out with my whole life, because that's what I did, weirdly, they taught me this shit. I'm not a fucking smart. I just spoke to old people, not my grandparents. Maybe because I didn't only honestly, maybe because I only had one grandparent because everyone died. You know, it was that Russia shit, everyone died young. Like, I'm not smart. I just listened to old people who lived.
Yeah.
All of us are so obsessed with the youth right now. Everybody wants to look young. Everybody wants to think 22-year-olds are fucking whiz kids on AI and social. We're all fucking putting 22-year-olds on a pedestal and we're shitting on 90-year-olds. They're old, they don't get it, they don't understand technology. Ha ha ha, grandma doesn't know how to use TikTok. Motherfuckers, they know how to live life. You don't know shit. Oh, who's the winner?
Natalie California Selling.
Natalie California Selling. Let's clap it up for Natalie.
That's true.
So when you're talking to me about being a creator and being a businessman, well, guess what? I've been doing it every single day since February 21st, 2006. And before I did that, I built a business every single day from 1994 to 2006. I lived it. That's why it's so easy for me to tell you. That's the answer, my guy. And you know, doing it by yourself, of course. Everyone does it by themselves. Logan did it by himself. Charlie did it by herself. Everybody did it by themselves until they didn't. Some people buy Lambos and some people invest in their business.
That's so real.
As real as it fucking gets, my guy.
What if like I have 3 like ideas that I'm just like so passionate and I just believe in all of them?
Flip a coin. I do too. When I did VeeFriends, I had all sorts of other things. One of them was to create an AI influencer. Now I'm getting around to that now after I did the VeeFriends thing. You gotta pick one. What, are you gonna lay in bed and debate the rest of your life? Pick one. Flip a fucking coin.
Gary, you're so real, bro. And I really
love you, bro.
Appreciate you for that, bro. Thank you.
Bro, Action. Just remember that. Only action. By balancing humility and confidence and self-esteem. You know, sometimes people struggle with me because they think I'm a contradiction, right? Like, you know, like one time I'm like, care about what everybody says, and then I'm like, don't give a fuck, like, and they're a little confused. That's actually life. Like, life is figuring out how to balance opposing energies. How do I do that? Mackenzie, I take feedback all day. I listen to all sorts of shit. And equally, I'm completely, utterly confident and don't give a fuck about what anybody says. And they're both easy, and sometimes I choose this, and sometimes I choose that. You know, by learning how to balance, the biggest problem for most people is that they're so black and white. Black and white and rigid and binary is fucking all of you up. I posted something yesterday. I noticed one of the comments on my Instagram was, well, this doesn't work all the time. No shit, dick. Nothing on earth works all the time. Not one thing on earth works all the time. What thing works all the time? Maybe love. Deploying love might work all the time. But anyway, nonetheless, you know, very easily, Mackenzie, by deciding which one is right in the moment. Confident, it's not working, you're getting feedback, fuck them. You wake up 18 months later, it's not working, maybe it wasn't fuck them. Maybe you were delusional. Feedback, fuck them, boom, I exploded. I was right, they were wrong. Both happen.
I worked for a B2B tooling distribution business, a cutting tool distribution business. We're a small family-run company. There's 9 employees. We're literally right around the corner from the juggernaut of the state, which has like 200 employees. What would you do if you were to come in here as an outside tooling salesman day one today to grow and scale this company?
The David and Goliath story is always a lot of fun for me because that's what my situation was when I went to my dad's liquor store. And I think it's alternative marketing. And I really do believe the stuff I talk about, brother, is what it comes down to. So I'd probably first, my favorite B2B move is to start a podcast and interview the people that we want to be clients, right? So you got the behemoth next to you, and you've got you, and you pretty much know do you know how many target clients the company has?
Our company?
Yeah, like what do you think like the target is? Like how many potential clients do you guys have?
There's thousands in the state. You know, there's in manufacturing, we've got a lot of medical device manufacturers. We've got all sorts of different manufacturing in this state. So there's thousands of businesses.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a very heavy game of LinkedIn DMing messages that are really not spammy. And I think the best way to not be spammy is to provide value versus asking them to buy things from you. And I think the first thing I would do if I was an outside salesman is be a salesman and a marketer and say, hey, I really, really, really want to start a podcast and I want to interview the biggest, Realtor Adrian says, how does that help? It helps because you start conversations with potential clients that aren't starting with like, hey, I'd like you to buy from me. It's more like, hey, I'd like to make content and potentially get you exposure. You know, I've given this advice pretty consistently and I've gotten so many, I mean, literally emails every single week from very small companies who've been able to get business by just even inviting someone to the podcast, let alone even doing the podcast. So I think that's number one. I would also think about AI SEO. So I think getting ahead of the next search engine is a big play. The next thing I would do is convince the company to spend some money on starting
working on that one.
Yeah, there's that, which is hard on a 9-person company, which is why I love social. Like my first piece of advice doesn't cost any money. You can record it all on an iPhone. My second one costs a little money, which is starting to work with a startup to get your company to be the first result when people do AI chatbots and are starting to move away from Google. Does your business get business from Google results?
We get some business. Most of it right now is, you know, literally door-to-door cold calling.
Yeah, of course. Sales. You're a sales organization, like any B2B company is, which is, again, why I'm bringing up the first point, because I think it's the best version of cold calling. Cold calling and saying, do you want to be on my podcast to tell your business's story or your career story converts dramatically better than cold calling and saying, buy my fucking tools or my toolkitting or what have you. You understand?
Yeah. Yes,
even
sir.
if you have no audience, even if you have like it's amazing because none of these people ever get asked to be on podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
So they're just thrilled to do it, or for the content, right? It's a production day. So that would be the move, brother. That to me is the killer move in the game right now. I do think if you've got for everybody else who's watching, if you've got a couple of bucks, starting to figure out that chatbots, ChatGPT, all this stuff, chat assistants, they're gonna be giving results to queries. Actually, watch this. Everybody in all of my social and on whatnot, if you are now using ChatGPT, Perplexity, other AI things to do things you used to do on Google, say me. And I think that when you see look at all these me's in the chat, it's literally, it's absurd. Yeah, I mean, I think that that's right, brother. It's content, free content on social, especially in LinkedIn for you based on your business is the way to go. But also the cold call outreach for the podcast.
Okay. Cold call outreach for the podcast. Just one last thing. Do you see any space for our company to be doing anything on Whatnot or TikTok Shop or anything like that?
I don't. I think I don't.
Okay, I didn't think so, but I wanted to ask the question anyways.
Not yet. I appreciate the question. I think it's cool, but I don't think it's right for you per se just yet. No shit, Sarah. I've been talking about this for a fucking decade. Literally, Brayden, I've been talking about this for a decade. No shit, it does different on every platform. Every platform's different. You need to do different shit. That's why I write fucking books about this shit.
Is this an algorithm problem?
No, it's a you fucking problem, Sarah. You're the fucking problem. How the fuck have you not been listening? We've been talking about this for fucking decades. I used to have black hair when I talked about this shit. I had black hair, now I have gray hair, Tyler. I'm still talking about the same shit. I wrote Jab, Jab, Jab in 2012. Came out in 13 or 14 or whatever the fuck it came out. Jesus fucking Christ. No, it's not an algorithm problem. It's a you problem. You're supposed to do slightly different content the first 3 seconds, the thumbnail, the copy, the edit. You think LinkedIn's like TikTok? Sarah, is her name Sarah? Sarah? Jesus Christ.
I am 78 years old. I've been on social media for 4 years and 6 months. My friends tell me to quit because I should have 1,000 followers, but I enjoy helping and guiding others. Advice.
I really have nothing else. As if friends' opinions on your lack of followers on social should strip you of doing something that makes you happy. As if, Tessa. Tessa, I need you to get actually, Tessa, I'm gonna be prescriptive about this. I want you to gather the friends. You know this, Mackenzie, it's probably 2 friends. But if it's 6, I want you to do a group text FaceTime. I want you to get them all on, wait for that black screen to go into a human, and when they're all on, or if you're doing like the early bird special with them, if it's like 5 p.m. and you guys are going to dinner in fucking Florida, I want you to sit down, be like, friends, I need you to I just have one thing to say before we start this dinner. I spoke to my friend GaryVee, and I just want you all to know, you need to shut the fuck up. Yes. 5 years is too long. Yes, it sounds like it's a bad idea. 5 years is too long. I mean, look, if you're happy, then good. If you're happy, the answer is always keep going. If you're making $83,000 a year and you live paycheck to paycheck, but you're extremely happy because you like your work-life balance and you just like, you're good. You can deal with the stress of paycheck to paycheck. It seems fine. It's normal. Well, then keep doing it. But if your business hasn't gotten traction in 5 years, your business blows. Mackenzie, do you know how some people make a small fortune? By starting with a large fortune. There are many people who inherit money or like come up with some sort of insurance scam and make pretend somebody hit them and their neck fake hurts and they get $1 million. And then they think they're somebody smart and clever and then they lose money because they suck at business. Or they're good at corporate and made $1 million a year in corporate and then they start a business, a flower shop, and they lose $100,000 a year, but they don't care because they started with $1 million. Some people create small, fortunes Exactly. Preston said my business hasn't gotten more traction in 15 years. But Preston says more traction, which means it has enough traction for it to be viable. It's some people don't get traction, they gotta go get a job or start a new business. But happiness over everything. Oh, Tessa, what did Tessa say?
She said, I have told them to shut the fuck up. Now I'm enjoying myself meeting new and amazing people who I teach on the 5 pillars of prosperity.
That's right, Tessa. Let's clap it up for Tessa.
I'm building the brand up, so I'm trying to be myself. But the one thing I've always struggled with is kind of self-esteem and really being truly who I am to myself. And I'm worried that if I really am trying to connect with people online, but I might say the wrong thing or I might offend them, then they're less likely to buy a word search for their child or for themselves, because I might have said something that upsets them, but I still want to be as authentic as I can be.
Brother, when you're being authentic,
what their opinion's going to be and how they're going to feel.
Yeah, when you're being authentic, when you're saying you're scared you're going to offend them, do you have the intent to be offensive? Are you being political? Are you trying to hurt people's feelings?
Oh, no, I'm just being myself. I'm being honest. Like I'm literally completely being myself. But some people sort of like, for example, one thing I was on Threads today, and I love just like looking through what people say on Threads, and someone put something up about people's attitudes, and I was thinking I want to just put up something funny, like saying like people that say they aren't morning people or are just using that as an excuse to be miserable in the morning. And I thought, I just say that because that's my opinion. I'm not trying to offend anybody.
Were you just watching the show where I gave Tessa advice for her friends? That was the one a few minutes ago where I said to Tessa,
yes,
to tell her friends to go shut the fuck up. Did you see that part?
Right, okay. Right.
I believe that there's a lot of people right now, my brother, who don't know my 20 years of kind content, who just showed up randomly on TikTok. Literally at the moment where I was like, they didn't get any context before. They literally came in live on TikTok or on Instagram or on YouTube or on whatnot. And all they heard from me, the only thing they heard from me was me saying, Tessa, tell your friends to shut the fuck up. I have a funny feeling.
Yes, which I actually agree with. When you were saying that, I was like, yes, exactly. But why am I so worried about doing that myself? That's what I don't get.
Well, because you're insecure. You're insecure. You're insecure.
Yes, I am. And
that's okay.
I am.
That's okay. By the way, we are all insecure in certain things. If I had to go fight right now in the octagon against Dustin, Dustin on my team, who I believe, and he's like, this is tough because I think he has some good tenacity too, but I feel I have more tenacity and I would have a lot more to lose, right? Let's say this was live streamed and like, if I get knocked out, that's a meme, like that becomes my reputation. I would be insecure because I'm aware that he has put in work into fighting that I haven't put in, right? He's been putting in the work. And I believe that if me and Dustin today went in the octagon, unless I land a lucky punch, he's probably gonna win. And that means right before the bell rang, or like hear me out on this, brother. I would be insecure. I'm allowed to be insecure because I'm a human being. And everyone, now I'm not insecure in being online, selling, being a businessman, being out there and being having notoriety. So I just need you to understand you're allowed to be insecure about this, but that's what's holding you back. And I don't know why, the way that you grew up, your life, your circumstances, you're gonna have to work at that, whether it's therapy, meditation, watching this video over and over, like you've gotta break the habit.
So it's just about doing it every day and just dealing with the anxiety and not worry so much and just not letting you overthink it and just do it anyway,
Do you know what,
basically.
Brother, I love that you said that. That was so well said. Do you know what life's about? Do you know what actual life is about?
Having fun, enjoying yourself before you die.
But the way to, that's right. And you know how you do that? By every person on this call and everybody on my team who's listening right now to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Life is binarily about being comfortable with being uncomfortable. This is why I love sports so much. Do you know why I like competition?
Yes, okay.
Because when you lose, you learn how to deal with losing. What has happened over the last 30 years is that people have tried to over-coddle us and protect us from everything. That is not real.
My mum did that when I was younger, so I never really experienced how to deal with certain types of adversity.
And by the way, I love your mother for that. It was well-intended. She tried to do that because she loves you more than everything. You understand that, right?
Yes, it was. Yeah, I completely understand. Like, because of my dyspraxia and my lack of knowledge of things and my own problems in having understanding of like life's problems, she kind of did a lot for me. But in the same realm of that, I kind of feel like it hindered me because I lacked the ability to know how to
makes sense.
approach difficult conversations.
It makes sense. It makes sense. Let me ask you a question. How old are you?
Yeah.
How old are you right now?
Actually, 35 on the 7th. 35.
Amazing. I have great news. You are now grown, and what your mother misstepped on, you can now fix. You are not allowed anymore at 35.
I'm actually trying to do that now.
I'm saying I'm fucking proud of you, and I feel like you're heading in the right direction.
I'm actually trying to start more confronting people about things that I disagree with and not worry too much about whether or not that disturbs the peace between us.
If you do it kindly,
as a way to practice getting better at
I'm
not
proud of
worrying
you.
about
I'm
people.
proud of you. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
Right.
I started the Career Flipper podcast. I interview people about their weird career changes. I want to turn both my podcast and furniture flipping into my full-time job. How do you advise people like me who are juggling multiple things to create one unified brand?
I think it's one unified brand. You know, I don't see anything different about being a furniture flipper and a podcaster. Being a podcaster is an overlay like oxygen around everything. Everybody is a podcaster that is podcasting around being either a creator, an influencer. Jenny, I think you're beating yourself up or making it more complicated than it is. I'm a podcaster. I'm also a million other things. I'm the creator of VeeFriends. I'm the CEO of VaynerMedia. I'm a partner of VaynerSports. I'm a content creator, winetext.com, and a million other things. I don't have to go into it. So I think that it is a cohesive brand. People doing academia on themselves when they're just living. If you wanna get paid to speak, if you wanna do other things, it's very easy. Put out content and let the demand come to you. I would be crushing LinkedIn content. I'd be crushing TikTok content and every other platform for that matter.
I don't post anything inappropriate or work related. They just don't like me posting online. I don't want to quit or be fired, but I also don't want to give up making content I like. Any advice?
Keep doing it until they fire you. I mean, what do you know, I mean, I don't know, like, what do you want me to do? Like, you know, what I'd probably do is in parallel find a job for a different company similar to the one that I'm at. So I would actively be looking for another job. I would be actively continuing to post, and hopefully they don't fire you and before that you get big enough to bounce. Just real life. And if you get fired, don't blame me. Be fucking accountable. That's what I would do. But if you get fired, don't blame me. Like, then, you know, because I love when people are like, well, Gary, I don't want to do that because I might get fired. I'm like, good, then stop doing it. Like, people are obsessed with cake and eat it too when they're not in control. You're not in control. You work for someone. Everyone's not in control to something. I'm like really in control and I'm not in control. Like, if the US is like, I'm taking away your citizenship, then I can't live here. Shit happens. Life is life. I don't know.
Well, I have a pet products brand. I'm a canine herbalist, and I make organic skincare for dogs with sensitivities, allergies.
Very cool.
I'm working really hard. Thank you. I'm working really hard to build up my social media. I've started a YouTube channel and I'm launching a podcast. I start recording this week.
Amazing.
It's going to be called The Natural Dog Mum, and it's all about educating pet parents about natural health and wellness for their animals, fresh feeding, those sorts of things. So I'm really excited about it.
Clean, non-chemical, all that stuff that actually leads to this, right?
Yes.
How many TikToks a day does your pet brand or you post for this business?
Nowhere near enough, and that's one of the first things I'll be fixing starting next week. Once I've started filming, I'll be
No worries. Hold on. How many?
Yeah. Not daily. Barely even weekly. I've been very, very slack. I'm correcting that.
So, my dear, a TikTok strategy for you in Australia. Well, so VaynerMedia does a lot of business in Australia. We have 100 employees out in Australia. I know that market extremely well. Way more important than a YouTube channel is for you to go all in on TikTok. And you don't need to have a podcast.
I'm about to do that.
Why haven't you done it?
Well, for the last couple of months, it's because I've been dealing with, I've had to rewrite all of my marketing and website copy, delete half of my social media posts, and rename and redesign a bunch of products because I was flagged by the APVMA, which is the animal equivalent of the Therapeutic Goods Administration here. They sent me a very scary letter and flagged 12 of my formulations. So I have been flat chat, trying to sort that out so that I don't get fined hundreds of thousands of dollars or get sent to jail.
Yeah, you don't want to go to jail. You definitely don't want to do that. I get it.
That's the only
that I understand.
I feel is legitimate.
That's valid. That's valid. So listen, before you go, you must, and I mean you must, win on TikTok over any other platform because it's the one place where I feel like you have the likelihood of getting a post that changes the course to your career.
Absolutely, and I want to get into TikTok Shop when it hits Australia, so I need to build up my followers.
I need you all in on that, okay? Please do me a favor. Go to GaryVee.com.
Daily.
Go to GaryVee.com/attention. Yeah, it's literally, honestly, I'm not even asking people to buy the new book, Day Trading Attention. I literally condensed it to the best of my ability to a free deck. Free. I don't even buy the $15 book. It's free.
It's right.
Okay, great.
No,
then
it's,
use
it's
it as
right, and I've bought the book as well.
Thank you. Well, then now execute, because reading about push-ups does nothing. So it sounds like you're ready.
Yep.
And let's get to work and make sure your strategy is TikTok first, everything else second, okay?
It will be. What about LinkedIn though?
No.
Because most of my business is wholesale. I sell to grooming salons, retailers, vets.
I see. Then yes. Now that I understand that it's not DTC only, yes, that too. And really, I was wrong to say no. The answer is always yes. You should be like, I'm just worried you're a one-woman show and can't get to everything. The answer is always yes.
Yes, I am.
You know, as many hours as you're willing to put into it and as many places you're willing to post, that's actually the answer to the quiz. I was being overly empathetic, which allowed me to create an excuse for you.
What sort of content on LinkedIn?
Hey, wholesalers, if you want to buy...
What kind of content on LinkedIn?
Hey, fucking wholesalers, you want to buy clean shit so dogs aren't fucking itchy? I've got the shit for you. It's me. I'm fucking here. Buy my shit. You can't. I mean, you could make t-shirts and hats to like build up your brand, but like, guys, TikTok Shop is retail. Just because TikTok Shop is good, like you can go on it, but like you're not gonna sell fucking real estate on it. You don't need to. What are you gonna give TikTok 11% of your real estate deal? Guys, when you sell on TikTok, you give up 11%. The fuck are you gonna do? Give up 11% of your fucking real estate deal? Guys, don't force shit. TikTok Shop is for selling shit. If you don't sell shit, just go live stream. Go live. You don't need TikTok Shop. The end. If you don't sell shit, something physical, you can make up something physical like a hat. I just did. We sold them. They're sold out. I made a fucking hat. I'm a human. I made a hat. I think employees come in different shapes and sizes. I think jobs within your company come in different shapes and sizes. If I have a universal one when I'm interviewing, I'm looking for self-awareness and confidence. I think an insecure employee is political and fucks up the culture, regardless of what she or he does. So if you're self-aware, if you know who you are and you know who you're not, you tend to be a little bit more confident as well. And the more confident you are, the less you're dealing with your own insecurities and the less you're dealing with like, Karen in accounting is ruining me. Or like Johnny's, like, you think about, I'm looking at Team Gary, like when somebody's getting shine, are you happy for them or are you upset because you're like, fuck, I'm not getting shine? Like, it's a mindset, it's life. And so that is 100% what I look for, self-awareness and really just a general self-esteem. I would go with the double selves. Self-esteem and self-awareness turn out to be tremendous. Yeah, I don't think they're even close. Of course I do. I assume corporate life within your own organization. Find out from them if you see their question. Anybody? Who asked the question? Today in space. Clarify this for me. I'll have my team, Mason, Braden, they'll look for this. When you say corporation versus corporation, like VaynerMedia versus, movers and shakers, the agency, or are you talking about like within each other, within the corporation competition? Because if it's VaynerMedia versus Ogilvy, I like it just like sports. Why not win? Fuck it. I love competition. I think Competitive Clown is one of the most important VeeFriends, and I can't wait to develop him. I really can't. Because I think modern parenting has fucked us up with trying to demonize competition. If you demonize competition, you're demonizing life. You demonize competition, you're about to raise an insecure child. You demonize competition, you're about to raise an indifferent child. And indifference leads to depression. Do you guys know that indifference leads to depression? If you don't think anything matters, the fuck you think your life's gonna be? All right, let's keep it going. Actually, let's give something away for free. Here we go. Fuck it. All of you that are in Whatnot, I'm giving you something away for free. A signed Happy Hermit Crab slab that's signed by me right there in the green, my favorite, and it's a CGC 10. Corso, put it up. Free giveaway right now. Fuck it, free. I'm giving this away for free.